have this danger factor, you have this nervousness at first of people like, oh my, 2,800 degree molten metal. My name's Carl Lunisch. I live in Pilot Mountain, Minnesota. I'm an artist and I thoroughly enjoy iron pours. Iron pour is basically a group of artists and other folk get together, break a bunch of scrap iron, make a bunch of molds, heat up their iron pour furnace, and then pour molten metal into these molds. Wait a day, break them out, and you've got sculpture. It's an art venture. It's something that folks can choreograph together as a group. It's quite social. It really requires, a semi-tight-knit group of folk that work well together and can be creative at the same time without the egos getting in the way. We take time to really get to know each other in this week to 2 week span of time, and it becomes this cross-fertilization of ideas and experiences and knowledge. The safety gear that you wear involves making sure that all your soft bits are covered. Your eyes, your face, your neck, your shoulders, especially your feet. That's going to be used as an emergency head dunker, foot dunker, whatever. We're going to have one on each side. Handling the ladle, you got to be strong enough to carry anywhere from 100 to 150 pounds of metal. And there's this, top part that's still molten, that's glowing at you, so you have a face shield. You have your helmet on for sparks and embers that are coming out of the furnace. You've got heavy boots on. You got aprons or leggings. You've got your welding jackets or what we call the baked potato jackets, which are the aluminum reflective gear. I need a charge of Coke. There's maybe 5 to 2% petroleum and byproducts in the Coke yet. After that, it's all carbon. When that carbon ignites, you get that temperature up from anywhere about like 2,000 degrees to 2,400 degrees. Then you really start forcing air into it. That's where the blower comes in. This is in southeast Minnesota at my parents' farm. My original studio was right there at the site. And it overlooks the low field where the creek and the river come together, the river and Trout Run Creek. And it's such a bucolic setting. I dug into the hillside where my old studio was and made it more efficient to run a pour there. It's been an annual event. I've got a core group of veterans that I really rely on because they're used to running the furnace. Every furnace has its own, let's say, personality or way it likes to work. People bring scrap iron when they show up. The ones that want their mold field, they offer it. Say, here's some scrap iron, let's throw it in. So it all goes into a community pile. I get it donated from anybody that I talk to, and that scrap pile gets built up over the year. For me, it's a sculptural medium that allows me to get in touch with something primal at the same time something refined in a good balance. The end result is something heavy and sculptural and massive, but it can be, wispy and refined and delicate too. Iron has so many capabilities as a medium that it appeals to a lot of different personalities too. When I first started, it was such a rush. It was just like, oh my gosh, I'm melting iron, I'm pouring iron, I'm really being an artist. Now it's just like, oh, it's so much work. But it's fun work, It takes time to set this up, and after you're all done, you take your aspirin, you drink your water, you might have a little something to take the pain away. But the work that's involved yields really good results, and you know that that's why you're doing it.